Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I'm gonna do my December reading wrap up with all the books I read in December, which will be my last reading wrap up for 2018, which is strange. Even though we are in 2019 now, but couldn't film it before the month was over, obviously. First up, we have the 4 books here that you can't see when I hold them like that. The 4 books here that I read for my Gotta Think for Winter Challenge, and I won't be talking about them in this video because I will be talking about them in a Gotta Think for Winter Challenge wrap up, so I don't repeat myself because I don't like that. Should I say the books? I don't know. I never done that before, but I can do it now. We have Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban Illustrated Edition, Alice's Adventure in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll, and The Sailor Who Fell from Grace with a Sea by Yukio Mishima, and If Cats Disappeared from the World by Genki Kawamura. That wrap up will be up in the beginning of March when winter is over. Now for books that I am actually going to talk about. First up we have Quicker Kingdom by Lee Bardugo. This is the second book in the Six of Crows duology. The first book was about 6 outcasts doing a really big heist, and this follows the aftermaths of that. I don't want to spoil it obviously, but the books has great twists and turns, and you think you know what's going on but you actually don't know what's going on, and I just love how they are so cleverly plotted. Like, it's so clever and I like it, and they're written so well. I'm still not over something in this book. No, I'm not over it. I don't want to think about it, but it was heartbreaking, and I want to read King of Scars now to see how the story in this world continues, but it was so heartbreaking. No, not over it ever. I gave this 4 out of 5 stars because I enjoyed it a lot. I just felt like I couldn't give it 5 because it didn't like brush me the way that I would want to give it 5, but it was really close and I really recommend them a lot. I'm a snob with my 5 stars. I don't know why, but really good. Do recommend. We have Queen of Air and Darkness by Cassandra Clare. I was about to say Lee Bardugo. Oh my god. This came 12 days late and that was not okay, but I read it when it came in my mailbox, finally. It's the 3rd book in the Dark Artificer series, which is the newest series that's now finished in the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I love the Shadowhunter world. I love this series a lot, and it was great. A lot of things happened. There was a lot of kissing, like seriously, there was so much kissing. I was like, can we chill down with the kissing a bit? But there was no chilling with the kissing. Some plot points were really strange. We used 100 pages doing something really odd that I don't want to spoil, but it was just a bit too convenient in my mind. Like, they went to this place, and in this place something got solved, and it was too easy because she suddenly put that in there and it hadn't been a thing before, but now it was a thing. So what does that mean does that make even sense? I don't know. I don't want to spoil it, but if you read it, maybe you know what I'm talking about. I don't know really how that should make sense. Like, should it matter later, or is it just something we will forget about? Who knows? And it always wraps up a bit too nicely. Then I don't mean like I want everyone to die in a way, like everyone has to die. It's just like things that has been a conflict for a long time just wraps up nicely. But now we have another conflict entirely, and it's really interesting, and I'm interested to see how that will play out in the Wicked Powers when that is released. And I cannot wait for it because 2 of my favorite characters, Kit and Ty, are the main characters in the Wicked Powers, and I need it now because I love them so much. Where they are by the end of this book, Kit and Ty, like where the characters are, like the state of them is not okay, and I ship them so much. Like, I'm dying. But enjoyable. Like, as I said, loved so many parts, and I love so many characters, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. The next book I finished was an arc, and that was called Annalise Rising by Brenda Drake. This one I got off NetGalley. As you know, I started in November reading arcs from there. This one follows Annalise, whose parents died when she was really young, so she was raised by her uncle and aunt, and her uncle was basically her dad. One day a random old dude dies in front of her. He has a bag and he's like, give this to my grandson, and she brings it to his grandson, who is apparently really hot, and they go off to Europe together to hunt down these clues his grandpa left them, and they also hunted by gods. So yeah, that's the gist of it, I would say. This book, man, I didn't know when to read this book, but I didn't know it was going to be something that I didn't enjoy when I picked it up, but I didn't enjoy it, and I don't want to think about it anymore, but it reminded me a bit of like Lara Croft. I don't know why, like I don't have anything against Lara Croft, I love Lara Croft, but it reminded me a bit of the clues that were left, but the clues were so easy. And it was so odd how they solved things. I was like, seriously? So it didn't feel authentic in that way. The gods was really stupid, and I don't understand, like, the gods literally just solved the clues, I feel like, because they were super old, but no, they didn't. And I don't know, okay, I lost all coherent thoughts about this book right now, so I can't speak about it, apparently. I can't talk about it, I can't even speak properly. The plot was like all over the place, like they go on this journey to solve these clues, right? And then suddenly they jump and skip in time, and we're like, what? Like suddenly they are in Rome, and then suddenly they are in Paris, and they just skip it, like going there, and it's super odd. Like they say they're going there, but then they're suddenly there, and I, whoa. And they have those few weird skips in the big book, so I'm just like, what? It was really weird. The writing was a bit odd, it just felt a bit off. The ending was a bit interesting, it has me intrigued, the concept itself is intriguing, but as I said, they're hunted by gods, and when I say gods, I mean literally every single god in the whole world from every mythology, and it just pushed everyone in there, and they explained every single god with like one sentence. And then, like, as a reader, are you supposed to know about all these people? I get that the main character apparently knew them all, but like, just because you explain someone with one sentence doesn't mean that you actually know about them, and that also felt like a bit odd. I feel like the author could have focused more on one god, not one god, but like one mythology, but she just for some reason wanted all of them. I don't know. The love interest was really boring, and it ended super weirdly. Like, I just said the ending was interesting, but I meant like the ending was weird. But before that, it was interesting, and then suddenly the ending came, and I was like, that was so random and odd. I felt like the author just jumbled a lot of things together, and it didn't really work for me. But maybe it sounds interesting to you. It sounds like a fun, jumbly story, maybe if I was a bit younger. Maybe, I don't know, but I gave it 2 out of 5 stars because, yeah, it's really like 1.5 star. I don't want to think about it anymore. Let's move on, because I can't talk about this book anyway, apparently. I read Dust by wohoooo. I'm so glad I'm done. This book wraps up the wohoooo series, so it's the 3rd one in the trilogy. The whole series follows people living in silos in the ground, and they have really strict rules about how they're living. One character breaks these rules, and a lot of things are revealed about how they're living, I guess. The first book follows that part, and then the second book follows the origin stories of why they all ended up in silos. That was a lot, and I read it in August, and it's my August wrap up, but I mean, it was a bit boring, and this one just takes those 2 books together, how it all ends, and the ending was, I guess, nice, and how it got there was nice. It just felt like, I don't know how I even like can describe it, but it just felt like nothing surprised me. I just went through the book, and like everything that happened, I was like, wait, don't we already know all this? I just felt, it's not like it was even repetitive, I just felt like I just went through a story I had already read. I can't even describe it. It was really odd. In the end, I felt nothing reading this. And I gave it like 2 out of 5 stars because it was okay. I didn't really care. We then have The Rose and the Dagger by Renee Allier. This I listened to audiobook, and it's a bit interesting because I listened to the first one on audiobook as well. I always planned to read the physical copy of this, but then I never did. And then I picked up the audiobook anyway, so lol. The audiobook is really nice because all the names sound so authentic then, so it really gets a announced pronunciation. Did you hear that? Great. This is the second book to The Wrath and the Dawn, finishing off the duology. As you can tell, I finished a lot of series here because I had a challenge finishing series and I was panicking in December. That's great. Not panicking, I was just, now I need to finish this challenge. I think I like this more than I like the first one. The first one basically, like, it's a Wrath and the Dawn retelling. It follows Sasharad, which I'm trying to now to pronounce the right way that I do in the audiobook. I'm hoping that's the right way. Whose best friend got killed by the Caliph, who kills his wife every single day. She is going in there to kill him and take revenge or something, and then she tells a story each day to be keeping herself alive, but then she falls in love with him instead for some reason. I don't actually remember why. And then, well, this follows parts after that. But yeah, this had cute magic, and the writing here is really beautiful. Renee has really descriptive and magical and like really writing, that was not a description, but I hope you got what I meant. So it's really dramatic all the time, but that's nice. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it. I liked it. Yeah, now I actually finished this series. It's a long time coming. We then have another series finisher, and that is The Daughter of the Siren Queen by Tricia Levenseller. I read the first book earlier this year to one of my reading challenges, I think. The first book follows Alosa, who is basically getting herself captured on this pirate ship so she can get this map for her dad that takes them to the Siren Island so they can get a lot of cash, because there's a lot of cash on that island. In this one we continue that story. It's not like the exact same plot, but we continue her story, and there is reveals in this one, and oh my god, I enjoyed this so much more than the first one. I was really surprised about something's happening, and I just had the best, greatest time reading this. It was so entertaining. It just flew by, and I just felt so content and entertained by reading this. Like, I didn't expect to be like blown away and find my new favorite book of all time, but I just enjoyed it immensely, and that's like what reading is all about, enjoying books and not like, I don't know, I feel like sometimes we readers expect a lot, especially me. This, I maybe had some low expectations because it's not like the first book was the best ever. Wasn't anything bad about it, it's just not like a book I would rate highly, I guess. But I don't know, I enjoyed this duology a lot more than I thought I would. Like, I had really low expectations, and it's a really nice thing. I would recommend this. It was just one of some fun times, and I really liked the main characters and her abilities, and I loved her crew, which was full of girls and a few guys, and I just loved the world building in general. Like, I would want more books in this world if the author wants to. I think she's getting a new release now in February or March where it's following Vikings, if I am not incorrect, and I am really excited for that. And I gave this 3 out of 5 stars, but if I could give it 3.5, I would. I then finished another audiobook, and that is City by Courtney Summers. This one everyone said the audiobook was amazing for, so I just had to buy it and see what I thought. The audiobook was so good. It was full cast, and it was sound effects and everything, and I recommend it a lot. Like, if you like audiobooks, then pick this audiobook up. This story follows Sadie, who is going after her sister's killer, tracking him down, well, wanting to kill him, if that wasn't obvious. We also follow this other dude named West. He has this podcast slash radio show where later, like a few months later, Sadie is missing, and he's following her footsteps that we are already following with Sadie, and it is like a dual perspective stories. Like, we following her, following a killer, and West following her again. And it's so interesting. It sounded really complicated when I explained it like that, because I can't explain books, but it's so good. Like, it has a mystery, but also so many other really serious themes, and like trigger warnings for that, like violence, drug abuse, pedophilia. But it's such a powerful read, and Sadie is an amazing main character. She's so, how can I say without sounding like a poop, but like raw and real, and all these issues and all this pain she has, you really feel it. And this was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 stars because the ending leaves so many questions, but I liked it like that, but I just felt like I didn't feel a 5-star in me. Like, it's really normal for me, so I gave it, like, I would say a 4.5, but a really powerful read. And like, seriously pick this up if you just want to be mesmerized by everything, every single word. I think that this was absolutely amazing. And yeah, I went from that like really dark YA to The Girl with the Dragon Heart by Stephanie Bergens, which is like a super sweet middle grade. Yay for me. This is the sequel to The Dragon with the Chocolate Heart, which follows a dragon who turns into human, and then she discovers chocolate and loves it. This follows like her best friend's perspective and her story, and her wanting to be a hero, her narrator of her own story, wanting to have her own adventure and do things for herself. I love her. Like, her name is Silke, which I don't know how to pronounce like properly in English. I don't even know. I didn't enjoy this as much as I enjoyed the first one because there was not enough chocolate. I'm serious. I was missing the chocolate, but there was not chocolate in the title anymore, so it should be like expected. But there was dragons and adventure and just a lot of laughter and fun, and like, I could imagine just loving this as a kid, because like I love it now, but I would love it even more if I was younger. So if you just want a sweetest middle grade with adventure and fun, there you have it. I give it 4 out of 5 stars, I think. I was on an audiobook rampage because I finished another one, and that is Unfiltered, No Shame, No Regrets, Just Me by Lily Collins, which was also read by the author, which was why I chose to go the audiobook way for this. This is basically Lily Collins' biography, where she talks about her childhood, her eating disorder, her toxic relationships, and it was really interesting, and I just love her voice and her story. Sometimes it felt like too much of a self-help book, which sounds a bit strange, but it was really like, you are good enough, you can do this, everything happens for a reason, you can learn lessons from this. I don't really know, like she says herself that it's hard to hear these things when you're in a situation, and then like later you will like learn things for what you have gone through. So I am hoping that this book could help people that were in similar situations to her and relate to her. Of course, I just meant that it felt too much like the world is a beautiful place, believe in it book, and I just like, I wanted more from her and not the message she wanted to give. Of course her message, it was really important, I just feel like it was too much of it. Earlier this year I read, for example, Felicia's Day biography, and I loved it. It was super funny, and she just talks about how weird she is. Little Collins herself talks about how she thought she was weird herself, but it just felt like much more personal in Felicia's Day's books, but here it feels a bit strange because of the old message giving, I can say. Like, I feel like, yes, she's opening up to all her problems, all her insecurities, and we do learn a lot about her. I just feel like it could be even more close to the heart, and that was what I felt was missing in this book. But I still gave it 3 out of 5 stars. Would definitely recommend if you're a fan, or if you want to learn and just listen to her beautiful voice, or of course read it, because the last chapter was not in the audiobook, so I had to read that, so but that was fine. But yeah, I hope you got what I meant there, because I always struggle speaking, as we all know. I then read Dumpling by Julie Murphy because I wanted to watch the movie, okay? And this has been on my TBR for 1.5 years now, so it was about time. Like, I have books that's been over like 6 years, so it's not like 1.5 years is not a long time, just saying. This follows Willow Dean Dixon, who is also called Dumpling by her mother, and she is a plus size character. Her mother is also like the leader of the pageant that runs every year in this town they live in, and one year she decides to sign up to show that plus size people can also sign up to these things, even though they are not what can you say, perfect body image as pageant. Is that even pageant, or is it pageant? I don't even know. One like the perfect pageant body wouldn't be her body, but she's gonna show people that it could be. And that's like the whole message. She also had this thing with a guy named Boo, who was really sweet. She really like lives her life, and there is like, it's a contemporary, it's really like she's in high school, there is things going on, struggles with her mother. She lost her aunt recently, who was really more of a mother to her than her mother herself, and they're struggling, jingling with their relationship right now. So there's a lot of things, as I said, going on, and it was interesting, it was heartwarming, it had a lot of great moments, a lot of Dolly Parton songs, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I wish I watched a movie, but this is not time to talk about that, I assume. I then read Noragami Volume 19. Oh my god, this has been such a long time coming. And since I always forget the author, it is by Adachi Toka. Oh my god, always forget to say why. The author took a year break from the series because of her health, and we are finally back, and I just, oh my god, I realized I've forgotten so many things, but that's fine. Noragami follows this world. There are a lot of gods, and we follow one of them named Yato, and he is such a cutie, and I just love him so much. And we follow also this girl named Hiri, who can like be in both worlds, the human world and the god world, that doesn't have those names, but I'm calling them by those names right now. And I don't know, it's just about them friendship and a lot of war things and a lot of battles and a lot of great things. I can't talk about this, but just know that I enjoyed every page, and I miss this world and these characters so much, and I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. And it's really just fun and super serious, and there's a lot of battles and fights and super sweet moments, so recommend. This is like my favorite, just so you know. And finally, the last book in this really long wrap up is Happiness Volume 8 by Shusho Oshimi. This series is full of vampires, and it's like mature ages 18 plus behind it, because there is blood and stabby things and graphic images and animal cruelty and a lot of things going on, and it sounds awful when I explain it like that, but oh my god, this was so good. Things are going on, okay? These sucks in a way that I read them in less than 20 minutes. Origami at least use like 40 minutes on. This is 15 minutes and it's not long enough in this world, and I want more, but we are in this place in the story, and the ending was just and I just, if you want seriously something dark and gritty and bloody and all the things I said earlier, here you have it for you. If you like Tokyo Ghoul, you will like this. Really good. I'm just saying. And the covers are beautiful. That was it. Seriously, can I stop talking now? My throat is hurting because I've been talking for such a long time. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Tell me some books you read in December if you want to. I hope you enjoy listening to me trying to talk about books. Bye.